Good Taste Edibles has something wild dropping soon, and you're gonna want to be ready for it. They took their fan favorite Funfetti Crispy, you know the one that tastes like a party, and they leveled it all the way up. Coming soon, the Fruit Fetty 1000 milligram mega dosed crispy. Same sweet, fruity, marshmallowy goodness, but now with a ridiculous 1000 milligrams of THC. This isn't background edible energy. This is main character energy. Perfect for high tolerance folks or sharing with the crew. Just don't say we didn't warn you. Keep your eyes peeled. Fruit Fetty Mega Crispies are dropping soon.
Welcome to Greenway Audio Magazine. I'm Tim, and with me is my buddy Brandon. Brandon, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man.
Yeah, good.
You know, it's that time of year where everybody's got a million things going on or
Yeah.
nothing going on, and so I'm enjoying the moments of
Good.
nothingness while trying to avoid the millions of things going on. But
Yeah.
summer is officially here for my children. They are done with summer school now. They're off to the co-parents for the summer, and
Man.
I'm working to get a whole bunch of projects done while I have a little more leniency in my time. You have been incredibly busy recently.
Yeah, but happy, and that's a good
I feel
combo.
like all I hear in the background whenever I talk to you is "I was born a rambling man."
I woke up in Baltimore a few hours ago, so that's one thing.
About to sing something corporate lyrics or something.
Are they from Baltimore?
No, but he's got that song where he's like, "I woke up in a car, chased away the." I'm not gonna sing something corporate, guys, but you should listen to it.
No, I like them. Yeah,
Andrew
he's with the
McMahon's
piano
great.
and all that, right?
Oh, he's a genius.
Yeah,
So he's
yeah.
got something corporate, Jack's Mannequin, and Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness.
Okay.
And all three are equally fantastic.
Yeah,
so.
I did like something corporate back in my emo days.
He's evolved as he's gotten older. You know, something corporate is very much like teenage angst. You know, the song "If You See Jordan" is literally just about telling a high school bully to fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's after you're out of high school and you see him. But yeah, so yeah, cool band, cool guy. Ashley Gulas, it's like her favorite band.
Oh yeah.
Little known fact: if you bump into Ashley,
yeah, I'll bring that up. But a lot of
what's
interesting stuff. I was reading on Greenway's website that cannabis-related content is now searchable on Facebook and Instagram.
It is.
How about
as
that?
a result of that, we now have a Facebook page. If you listen to us on Spotify or anywhere else, you can find us on Facebook now because cannabis is searchable, and that's all we talk about.
Dude, here's something crazy. I got a buddy I went to high school with, and he is from Thailand, and he opened a dispensary. I guess
from Thailand, or lives in Thailand now.
He was from Thailand, and he is living in Thailand now. But at the time, he lived in St. Louis to go to high school, and so he opened a dispensary a couple of years ago. I guess 3 years ago in Thailand, and I was like, we were talking, and I'm like learning all about it and everything. They recriminalized it. Dude,
that seems problematic for his
there's
business.
Tens of thousands of shops across Thailand, and now they all have to close.
Man, there's going to be so many Starbucks and McDonald's now. All
right.
that real estate that's got to get bailed out real quick.
Yeah. I mean, but
Golly.
it's a big political thing. I remember him telling me about that. One side's all about it. One side's like, no way. And the no way side is in power now.
Can you imagine if we lived in a place where like we had made so much progress as a society in so many different areas, and then all of a sudden to have one person come in and really just disrupt that and bring it backwards and start regressing the culture of an entire
crazy.
country? That would be wild if
that would be wild
like that were to ever happen.
Yeah. And then to normalize it. Yeah. It was so weird.
Crazy.
But yes. So that I can't imagine. Can't imagine.
No, I mean that's livelihood.
Yeah.
That's thousands of livelihoods.
Yeah, and it wasn't I remember him saying that they didn't have the regulations that we have over here. There wasn't really COAs, and there wasn't, seat
in
to sale.
fairness, they don't have a lot of the regulations we have over here for a lot of things.
Yeah, that's true. So
I'm pretty sure that you can just buy loose meat out of people's hands in the street. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Like, I'm just saying, I don't think they have a whole lot of like health inspectors like walking down the boulevard. Like, hey, do you have your
loose meat? Here.
Do you have your vendor, application for your street meat?
Yep. Yep.
And God knows I love street meat.
Just loose street meat. Hey, we have a guest today, and she is in our lobby.
Well, we should bring her in. I didn't even know we had a lobby. I thought we were in two separate places.
No, we have a lobby. Come in. I'm going to let her in. I'm not going to say who it is. We'll just let everybody
Before
see.
You do that, you should tell some people.
Blue Sage is now open in Belton, their first dispensary in the Kansas City area and 5th overall in Missouri. Located at 17015 Belray Boulevard, Blue Sage Belton brings their signature deli-style experience to KC with the widest selection of Vivid flower and first access to the latest drops. You've seen them in St. Louis. You've seen them in Lebanon, Carthage, Valley Park. Now it's time to come see your buds in Belton. Hey, we talk about the good stuff, they sell the good stuff. It's a perfect match. Browse the menu and daily deals at cannabisdeli.com. See you in Belton.
Hey, and welcome back to Greenway Audio Magazine. With us, we have Stephanie Gotsch from Amaze Cannabis. Simply amazing, Stephanie Gotch.
Stephanie, welcome.
You had to do that, didn't you, Brandon?
Start it off.
Capitalize the Amaze part.
Thank you.
Stephanie,
yeah,
you're the director of sales.
I am. That's good.
Capitalize the Amaze, because when you are around her, she gives you a zing. that was bad.
Wow. I
Leaving
knew
that in there.
I knew this was going to be fun. I didn't know we were starting off like this, but okay. All right.
So, Stephanie, let's get into your product line. Okay. Just to familiarize people.
I do that daily.
that might not be aware, but that can't be that many people. You got your flower. You got your pre-rolls. Mm-hmm. You got your rosin-fused joints.
Thank you for knowing how to say it. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you have your live rosin. You got your vapes, and you got your carts. Am I missing anything?
Hash.
Hash.
Acute.
And
our Disty line.
Acute.
Mm-hmm. We're very proud of our Disty line. And Disty infused pre-rolls. Blue raspberry and strawberry. So good.
And Stephanie, as adorable as she is the person that came up with the name Acute.
No.
You did?
Nope. Inaccurate information, Brandon. I came up with the color.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yes. Our CEO and genius behind Amaze Cannabis came up with Acute. And we had a Saturday morning text off for what color the branding should be. And magenta won. I don't
Nice.
like pink at all. So,
No.
but a
Can't
cute,
tell.
Well,
cute
I
pink.
apologize.
Right?
Yeah.
That's okay.
No,
That's
you
all right.
nailed it.
Yeah.
Do you know what else you guys did? And we talked about this last week. You guys made the national pre-roll leaderboard.
With so many other amazing Missouri brands, we are so proud to be in with other Missouri brands and having
Yeah.
Missouri make the map nationally.
Yep.
Is it geeky to do this still? Like raise the roof? Maybe I
You
don't
can
know.
rate. Yeah, you can raise
I
it
mean, I'm
anytime you want.
excited. We were stoked. So
Yeah.
we were.
Missouri
one of the
really
points
showed
that-
up on that list.
It really did,
Yeah,
didn't
one
it?
of the points that Tim and I made was that you guys are one of only a couple
4
brands that are only in Missouri that made the top 100. And so
Right.
like just in the grand scheme of things, the concept that anybody that's in only one state makes a top 100 list with the number of MSOs that we have out
Yeah.
in the universe is really remarkable. But even more so for, we know the Missouri market's great. We know it's super healthy and stuff like that. But I think it's impactful to the rest of the industry to see things like that. So I
Yeah.
expect any moment you guys are just going to have the phone ringing off the hook,
Mm-hmm.
being like, hey, can we bring Amaze into 37 other states?
Mm-hmm.
You guys have operations for Green Relief in other states, and you're branching out into Kentucky now with Green Relief and Amaze.
We are, yes. So we were very
Yeah.
excited
Wait, get
about
into
it.
that. Tell us, please.
I will tell you, we keep things pretty deep down low at Amaze, but
Oh, is this secret?
we're vertically integrated in Kentucky, all the way from cultivation to processing to our retail. I believe we have 9 or 10 retailers, dispensaries that will be opening in Kentucky. I know they're hard at work right now doing it, and it's all the behind the scenes until we launch, but we're excited. We're super, super excited
Yeah.
to take Amaze as an MSO, and then Green Relief is also in Ohio and Illinois as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Green Relief's been kicking around for a few years now, but it's super cool to be able to take Amaze and into another market, especially a market like Kentucky that historically has been kind of in the like woods as far as
Literally.
cannabis. And
Sorry.
some hills, but
It's
no,
country.
like that's where I was going. Was I think that the number of people who actually use cannabis in Kentucky is a lot more. I think it's going to be similar to Missouri. I think the makeup of the state is more people that are pro cannabis than people realize, and I think the success of the hemp market in Kentucky and how big hemp was there is going to ingratiate everyone to the conversation about marijuana in general, because they've already had experience for the last 5 to 7 years with this plant. So now they have the next step forward, essentially. And I think that's always really good when you get to go in and you have another industry that kind of led the way and softened the blow, so to speak. You have people that have learned a little bit more about cannabis and cannabinoids and the medical purposes because of hemp over the last few years.
Mhm.
And now you guys get to come in and show them what it's like to get full spectrum everything and not have limits and not have restrictions. So
Yeah, it's truly just a testament to all of our growers, our director of cultivation, Roger Henricks at Amaze, growing some of the most amazing flower so that we can take it to other states. So we are excited.
That's right.
We're pumped and excited to see, some of the opportunities that we experienced in Missouri maybe won't be in Kentucky, and maybe there'll be some new ones. So it'll be a learning experience for sure, but we're stoked. We're happy. So
I bet.
yeah.
You know what you should bring down
What's-
there on day one? Your championship live rosin belt that you got for the connoisseur pack with Blueberry Clementine. Beating out Vibe and Monopoly Melts by it was like the closest thing ever.
We love you, Vibe and Monopoly Melts. Don't get it twisted. It was an honor. It was an honor.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
I think I think he's going to kill me, but our manufacturing manager may or may not still have the belt in his possession, and he won't give it up. We tease him that he sleeps with it in his bed. We're not kidding.
I would.
He's going
I
to
mean,
kill
come
me
on, that's
for
a big
this.
deal.
Sorry, Jacob.
That's a big
It was
deal.
fun. You know what was the most fun about that? Well, it's not the waiting. I can tell you that. We all get very like waiting
Yes.
for the results to come out.
Yeah.
But it's so cool to have such friendly competition in the Missouri
Mhm.
market and to be able to say, all right, we're going to put our best. You put your best, knowing that all three are stellar freaking products or they wouldn't be
Yeah.
in the cup, right?
Right.
And to be able to compete with those other brands, Vibe, Monopoly Melts, everyone, it's
Mhm.
it's a lot of fun. And then
Yeah.
the win is terrific, right? There's always that 4-second moment of wow, we did it, and then that
Yeah.
5th-second moment is, all right, how do we do it again?
Right.
What are we bringing
Yeah,
next
that's
to the
right.
championship? So
Yep.
we are honored, and we'll have that sucker. We're getting it engraved, so we'll have
Yes.
Vibes 2 wins, and then our Amaze Blueberry Clementine. So we're super stoked about that as well.
Ah, so cool.
Yeah, I'm working
Did you
hard
see
on
how
not
close?
using the word amazing in this.
I know.
Do you
I
guys
know. Me
notice
too.
that? I'm
Yes,
trying.
I've been doing the same. Brandon, did you see how close that competition was? It was like Amaze had 8.4, Vibe had 8.3, Monopoly Melts had 8.2. Like the closest as you can get. That's a testament to Missouri.
And if you were lucky enough to score one of the Connoisseur Cup packs, right?
Yeah.
It was the best of I mean, it
Yeah.
was so good. I was enjoying the heck out of it. Like, all right, we're cool. It's good. All three are delicious. Obviously, we knew our own, right? And
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
a
yeah, you
huge
could
fan of Blueberry
probably.
Clementine. Those
Yeah.
are our own genetics. So we're really, really super proud of Blueberry Clementine. Yeah. Super proud.
Nice.
So it's a lot of fun to smoke really, really great rosin. And I am now a rosin snob. So I've been told this. I'm
Well,
okay with it.
you've kind of come up. Amaze came out kind of late to the party as far as concentrates and stuff like that. But you personally have kind of come up with the best people to be rosin snobs with because of some of your partnerships and stuff. Amaze has grown for teal. And did Amaze orange extract with teal. Amaze has grown for head change. Amaze has grown for a handful of some of the best manufacturers in the space. And whenever you and I first started talking, you guys were really just learning about the whole process of extraction and what was going into it and things like that, and setting everything in motion for your process and going from white label to in-house. And boy, did you guys strap a rocket to your butts and just take off whenever you did that.
Great job, cultivation, manufacturing. We love you.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
behind the scenes people, right? It's the ones that Missouri doesn't get to see. We try to bring them out to events so that the public and the consumers that enjoy it really get to meet the people that are making it. But it's incredible. When I started, I didn't know what a micron was. I know what a micron is now. So Tim, do you
No,
know?
please.
Yes, I know.
Do tell. What is a micron?
Brandon, do you want to take this one? Because I'm going to explain it in layman's terms. Brandon's going to explain
Brandon will
it
have the
in
technical term, I'm sure.
yeah.
You go for it.
It's like for layman's terms.
Yeah.
Don't kill me, team. It's like a sifter. So it's the size of the hole in the sifter. Brandon, did I get that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the different levels of the screens. And so as you dry sift down, you go from this screen to this screen to this screen to this screen, and you get smaller and smaller as you go.
Oh, like you're panning for gold.
Like,
Yeah,
that's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of this. So my team is very kind to me, and they teach me all these things, and they laugh at me. I'm quite sure when I ask the layman questions that I do. But yeah, it took us a while to launch our own rosin, and we wanted to
Yeah.
make sure that, we got it right and that we launched with something amazing. There it
Hmm.
is. There's the word.
Yeah. Well, it's hard
So
not
we
to.
appreciate it. We love it. We love that Missouri
Yeah.
loves it. We love that our friendly competition and other manufacturers also love it. So anytime we
Yeah.
get a compliment, we take it to heart, and we humbly accept and say thank you.
I learned what a hash hole was by watching
Stop.
a video of you, which I will be
Oh,
placing right here.
oh no. Oh no.
Have you seen this video, Brandon?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I love you, Corey and
supposed-
Peter.
We're supposed to do a whole series about it and everything else. Yeah, it was going to be
Yeah,
fun.
it took a minute
What
to come to
happened?
fruition. I heard you, Brandon. I heard you. I let it go in this ear and out that way.
Oh, it's all right.
Hey, I have a question. So, I get a little behind the scenes. I'm in meetings, a little behind the scenes now, so I get to see a lot of the businessy stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
Do you have a part in selecting strains or recommending strains to cultivation?
In the pie of that, I have about 0.5% for recommendation what strains we're growing. That is our director of cultivation, Roger Henricks, who does the best of the best.
Obviously.
He gets to choose it. The part that I have in the behind the scenes is choosing what needs to go to the menu, at what time, how many do we need. So I'm more of the data analysis side of things. In the market, this is what's selling, this is how quickly it's selling, this is what we need to max out that specific strain. Those types of decisions. But actually for what to grow, the only part that I played in that, my 0.5%, was Magic City, the relaunch of Magic City. I begged for it to come back. It was my favorite strain that we launched Amaze with 3 years ago. And we have been doing some unique science up there at Amaze and our cultivation. And they brought it back. I begged and I said, please, 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 please. And so we brought her back, and she was widely, widely appreciated in the States. So we love her. Yeah.
Love
But
that.
I got a little baby bit. Roger gets all the praise for what we grow.
I think you're sometimes, in private conversations, you're sometimes critical of yourself because of your plant knowledge depth. But I think the reason I bring this up is because I think it's really important for people to understand that the cannabis industry, especially as we sit now and as we're progressing, is a place where you don't have to know everything about the plant to be phenomenally successful at what you do, as long as you clearly define what your expectations are and what your role is. And for you in particular, I think you've done a great job. You've worn a lot of different hats since you've been at Amaze, and I think that anybody that doesn't know probably would not be surprised to know that you've risen up the ranks. And part of that is because of your successfulness as a person, and also because of the environment and kind of the culture that you've created and really spread throughout Amaze and to some extent Green Relief, just ipso facto, through working with them and things like that. Well, I do have questions that I wrote down. I wrote notes today because you and I have a habit of going.
What are you talking about?
One of the things that I wanted to talk about was, you're 4 years in now.
Three. I
3
started
years
with
in now.
Amaze 3.5 weeks before we launched to the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're 3 years in now, and where do you feel like you've come from as far as knowledge, and where did you start? Because I think anybody that's interested in getting in the industry but doesn't have all the plant knowledge is sometimes hesitant, even if they're an aficionado, even if they really enjoy smoking, consuming, whatever it happens to be, because they're like, well, I just I don't know anything about the actual business of cannabis, but they know things about actual business.
Cross marketable skills, right?
Yeah.
It's so I know what answer you want right here, Brandon, because you know the story. But I will tell you. So where I came from in cannabis was um, zero knowledge, right? I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, so I remember brickweed from Mexico, right? And I did not know cultivars. I didn't know what the word dominance meant in cannabis. I did not know any of the technical cannabinoids, terpenes. I didn't know. I had no idea. And a dear friend, my best friend, said, Stephanie, you should go work for Amaze. And I want to back up. You said that I helped create this culture. I did not help create this culture. The culture of Amaze was set forth by our senior leadership, and they knew that love, joy, gratitude, life, and harmony was a foundation that we were going to grow our company on. And everyone has done such an amazing, phenomenal job at embracing that culture. For me, it fit with my moral values. It fit with who I am as a person. Those 5 words are all over our grow room walls, and it's when you're in there, it's just it's a miracle. It's a miraculous experience. So I didn't create it. I didn't do that part. I wish I could take credit for that. I can't. But I have been instrumental in walking that path, that journey, and maintaining that culture, and living a life that mimics that culture, right? Like it's something. I can't sell something I don't believe in. There's a lot of salespeople that say, "Oh, I could sell anything. It's no big deal." I can't. I have to believe in it, and I have to love it. And Amaze was really easy to fall in love with. The culture was really easy to fall in love with, and it was just kind of simpatico from the very beginning. But it took me a while. I remember on my very first interview, I toured Amaze, had never seen a grow before, had never seen a living pot plant before. I'd never seen any of it. And I asked our director of cultivation if we created new strains by gluing seeds together and putting it in the pot. We don't, in case you were wondering. That's not how it goes. But I got the job anyway. And I talk about this story a lot because, I at Amaze, we have all risen up through kind of the ranks, right? At least on my team. Nobody just gets the job and there you've got it. But our events manager started out IDing people at a door, right? He's also an account manager for us. So we teach and we embrace that you don't have to know it all. And as a matter of fact, I almost prefer that you know a little bit less, because I don't want you coming in with some outside, inaccurate information or science, if you will, and then spreading that out. So I really like for our team to be taught directly by Roger. We spend time at our cultivation touring the room so that we know what cultivars are coming up next, and what is so important about each specific cultivar. So yeah, I knew nothing, and now I know a little bit. And I lean on my team. I hired an amazing account manager who is a genius when it comes to cultivars, and he also grows at his house and living soil. So he has a lot of knowledge, and I lean on that. I believe as a leader in the business side of things, you don't hire someone who's good at what you're good at. Hire a diverse team that has different zones of genius, and then rely on that, and don't be a leader that can't learn from your people. So I think we've done a really good job at Amaze of doing that. But so I didn't create it, but I do walk the path. I'll say it that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You give me way
perfect
too much
advice for
credit,
me, 'cause
Brandon.
well, I don't, I disagree, because I understand why you interpreted my question that way. But my next thought or next point goes into what the intention behind the question was, which was not the brand, not the ethos, not the identity, but the culture inside the building that, to your point, you walk and you lead by example. And so one of the things that I've always found super engaging about you is the way that you treat people and the way that you listen and the way that you engage, whether it's a mistake or whether it's a celebration. No. Whether it's their mistake,
Oh,
or
okay.
or whether it's celebrating an achievement, you have the same level of engagement, and for the most part, you have the same attitude towards it, which is there's positives to take from everything, but let's not overstate how great this moment was. Let's not understate how big of a deal it was that we had this flub, but neither is cataclysmic. And so I think you've done a really good job of creating an environment where people feel connected to one another and feel connected from branch to branch within, manufacturing, cultivation, sales, retail, wholesale, up to the C-suite. It seems like everyone that I've interacted with that is part of Amaze kind of all comes together in Stephanie land, which is, just this great philosophy of being true to self and having responsibility for both your achievements and your failures, and relying on each other to, celebrate and help and grow. And so how do you do that? How do you build a team like that?
Yeah.
And can you write us down directions so that
Please.
we can do that?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, has anybody ever cried on this podcast? Because, wow.
Just me, and it's usually because
Thanks,
Tim
Brandon.
bullies me afterwards.
Well, I know. It's,
Yeah, look at me.
I know the behind the scenes. I know. I would say it's two parts. Number one, on my sales team, I believe in servant leadership. And I believe that, there's no boss. There's every person on the team just has a different job. And so, like I said earlier, I learn from Kyle, my account manager in Kansas City West, on a daily basis. I call him, hey, what is this? Tell me what the heck this is, so there's no, I'm the director, right? So I'm the one held accountable for these things. But on our team, we pinch hit all the time. Hey, I need this. I need help with this. I need help with this. In order to do this, I had to lean on my team to help me out with something, another project that has to get done. So servant leadership, or for me, is number one. I don't ask my team to do anything that I personally have not done or do not do. From the ground up. For a long time, it was just two of us on the sales team. And we were known for traveling in the van and going to an event and working the 12-hour event. And then the next morning we wake up and we're doing orders and talking to, our procurement managers and our accounts and what needs to get done and what product is selling, et cetera. So you do wear so many different hats. Servant leadership is the first one. The second one is I have just a personal belief that things happen for us, not to us. And so anytime something goes awry or we have to pivot, that one's for Josh, on our events team or something like that, with anybody who's doing events out there in the state of Missouri knows we pivot at least 5 times before any event actually starts, and then another 15 times as the event is going. So we believe that it's happening for us, not to us, and we believe that we will see why it's coming about. What can we learn from it? How can we be better at it? And then I give all the praise. I love to lift people up. I love to leave them smiling and better than they were before. And I believe that that's kind of the mark that we as human beings get to leave on other people and on this earth, is the ability to spread love and light. And it's just a personal moral foundation of my own. So, did that answer your question, Brandon?
Tim was taking notes the whole time, so I guess.
I was. Well, I was just about to ask you, what part of your job gives you the most satisfaction, and you pretty much answered it in your description of what you do every day.
Yeah, I'm a people person. I love people. But I gotta say, my favorite part of my job is it's leading my team. It's being a part of such an amazing team. It's I have the coolest job in the world. I get to go to our cultivation and see the little baby plants, and I get to see the bigger plants, and I have the coolest job in the world. But my very favorite, like beyond a shadow of a doubt, is being with our consumers at events and being able to interact with them and hear their feedback and hear what they like and a lot of times what they don't like. We're not perfect by any means. We all have our opportunities, but it's being with the consumer. It's knowing we do a monthly event down at North, and shout out to North, and they're Neil's mother loves our pre-rolls, and she loves a lighter. She needs a lighter at all times. So we make sure she's stocked with a lighter and pre-roll. And our events manager, who again got promoted from being a doorman at an event, no kidding, moved himself all the way up the ranks because he was simply amazing over and over and over again. And we believe that consistency is far better than a win, right? If you are consistent every single day, if you take a drop of water and it hits a rock over and over and over, it's going to make a far bigger impact over time than, just the water fountain that's in my office right now, right? So he was consistent day after day after day, event after event after event. And then I couldn't be at events all the time anymore. And I have figured out, and that's why I'm answering this question that way, it's my biggest miss is when I get to go to an event or I get to go into a dispensary and not work in just my home office, I get to be with the people, you get filled back up. It's to hear that our rosin infused pre-rolls are their favorite, or Blue Clementine, or our purple octane jealousy that we just launched. Everybody's freaking out over it. And when they can name your strain, right? Or I'll be out at a restaurant in my sweatshirt and they're like, oh, are you a bud tender? And I'm like, I know, but I work in the industry. And they're like, I love your Florida purple. And I'm like, it's not mine, but thank you so much. So it's being with the consumer. They're the ones, if they were not here, Amaze would not be here, period, end of story. So it's being with them, being with my team and the camaraderie that we have. I could keep going. I really think my job is that cool. So
I would agree. To get back to, people commenting on your sweatshirt, I have a gym shirt rotation, and it goes timeless, Amaze, and then I added a curio one. When I wear my Amaze one, the same dude gives me a fist bump every time I wear it.
That's so funny.
Nice.
Yep.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that mandala, it's well known. We'll say that. Mm-hmm. We love it. It's our favorite. Mm-hmm. It's really cool when other people wear it. We had one lady who got a couple of them, and she wears them to her church car washes. I just think it's fantastic. I'm like, yes, ma'am, you do your thing. So yeah, it's cool. It's a pleasure. It's an honor. So
yeah.
It's becoming pretty iconic. It's almost like the questions I'm going to ask before I ask them, because my next question was about creating engagement through outreach and the history that you guys have of, traipsing across the state and, having the big purple mandala display over the tables back in the day. And, you guys have elevated your swag, and you've changed up colors, and you've got new designs on the way and all kinds of other things.
Giving away secrets.
Trade secrets.
I'm okay with it. We may have some new packaging coming out. I don't know. It might be amazing.
Super excited.
Me too.
We both hit our trademark phrases.
Yeah. And super cool that I get to help with that, right? Like we test all of it. Like, what do you think of this? And what do you think of this? So that's fun too. When something that you're like, I want this one, I like this one, and it comes to fruition, that's really cool. So going back to the previous question, but consumer engagement. Go ahead, Brandon.
I think you kind of nailed it already, just in the way that you speak about it and stuff, because my question was essentially, how do you turn those interactions into outreach? And clearly, it just comes naturally to you, and it seems like the rest of your team has adopted the same philosophy of, just really embrace the people whenever you see them, and talk, learn. It's not always not to throw anyone under the bus, so I won't mention any names, but there are certain brand ambassadors in the space that whenever you see them, it very much feels like a hard sales pitch the entire time. You walk up and you're like, oh, what's this? And they're like, let me shove 30 things in your face and tell you nothing about anything. Would you like a pencil holder? What about this? Yeah, that's great. Cool.
Who is giving away pencil holders? What? That's not even a thing. That's not even a word. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
But with you guys, it seems like whenever you walk up and you start to, oh, hey, what's this? Everybody's happy to tell you, but they're also, like, hey, have you tried us before? They ask questions more so than hard sale. It's less elevator pitch and more conversational, I think.
Yeah, we don't hard sell
where
anybody.
I was going with that.
Yeah, we don't hard sell.
I don't think you have to.
No, well, that's funny. A lot of people say it must be so easy to sell your weed. I'm using the word weed because that's what they say. And it's not. I don't know. Like, okay, I get that, but it's still, you still have to do it. But in regards to what Brandon said, there are two things that I love about that. Number one is my favorite quote is attitude reflects leadership. And you can look at your direct line and see, if your attitude is off, right? If their attitude is off, you got to check yourself before you check them, right? If they're not behaving at an event the way we have stipulated and set forth, then it's not to talk to them first. It's to check in with the leader, whether that be my events manager, whether that be myself, who's ever running point on that specific event. But we knew when we started that our brand was Amaze, and showing up as mediocre is off brand, and marketing would not allow us to do so. So we knew in the beginning that what we had to do, and we've done it. We have been out in the pouring rain and freakishly cold weather for events in Kansas City. It seems like every time we go to Kansas City, it rains.
Yes.
We have stayed. We were the last man standing at a music event until 9:30 at 38-degree pouring down weather. We had huge heaters brought in. Like, we were freezing cold. I know you guys remember, not you two, the rest, anybody else listening that was at Smoky River. We know how that went down. Okay. It was cold. I'm still cold. I have PTSD from it, but we stayed, and they were like, you can go home. And I was like, man, there's people dancing to music in the pouring down rain. We're not going anywhere. We at least have blankets and heaters. So we are very happy and prideful about, prideful is the wrong word. No, man, it's the right word. We take pride in how great we are at events, and we love it. And our events team is super close. We're all a really tight knit group, and they're not supposed to sell. They're supposed to educate. That's their whole job, is to be amazing with the public. Treat them the way you would want to be treated at an event, and, educate them. The consumer has a choice, right? I'm not trying to sell you my product. I'm trying to educate you on my product. Our Bull Dance strain is my new favorite strain in our lineup. And we talk about constantly that it is CBG.
Sorry.
What?
Bull Dance? Bull Dance?
Mm-hmm.
Like
the animal bull and dance.
Okay.
Did you get it?
So, yeah, like bulls on parade, running around your family with a pocket full of shut. Bull Dance.
Okay. Yeah, Bull Dance. You said it correctly. Yeah.
All right, Bull Dance.
Yeah.
I have not seen it or tried it yet. So
yeah. Well, there's a lot of sativas out there. So Bull Dance her dominance is sativa. See how I threw that word dominance in, because now I know what it means.
It's you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I know, right? But she's a sativa, and there's a lot of sativas that I can't consume because they give me terrible anxiety. And when we were on one of our tours through cultivation, Roger was pointing out how much CBG she has, and CBG kind of takes that all away, that anxiety away. It balances out that high really nicely. So I consume for medical purposes, right? Except on Saturday mornings. That's for fun. So, excuse me, but during the week, I really do. I mean, I have data analysis and spreadsheets to look at and numbers to figure out. So I can't just be all of in my head. So Bull Dance is my favorite Saturday morning, where I can just, it makes you energy, makes you laugh, gives you the giggles, and there's zero anxiety for me. And I found out that it was the CBG that was doing it, and it was heavy in CBG. So we don't sell Bull Dance. We educate that it has a lot of CBG, and if you have social anxiety, it might be a great strain for you. We do not give medical advice to anyone. Let me say that. Put up a thing on the screen, Tim. Okay, great. So, but it works for me. So we do. We educate. We don't sell. And we love on people, and we treat them amazingly. That's our whole job. So shout out to my events team.
She did it again.
CBG is good for your tum-tum too.
How do you know? What is it? No, maybe that's why my tummy feels so good.
Yeah, it's really good for your tummy.
On Saturdays.
So speaking, you're talking about data and spreadsheets and everything.
Yeah.
What are some sales trends that you have seen, like internally at Amaze? I love asking that question. I love asking that question because I want to know. Like it's really interesting because me and Brandon, we read all these articles, pre-rolls, infused pre-rolls. Those are kind of shooting to the top. Do you notice a similar trend, or is there something within your realm that's like, well, guess what? This is really a big deal for us right now.
I ain't giving away any secrets. Y'all need
no secrets.
Go get yourself some headset. Reach out to Jake and get yourself some headset and do your data analysis. But I will say this: pre-rolls are the fastest growing SKU that we see in the market right now. I'll give you an interesting tidbit. Multi-pack pre-rolls are the least discounted SKU on the market right now. That's an interesting one, right? And I didn't even come up with that one. I learned that one through another account and then did my data research on it. And I was like, oh, they're absolutely right. We are seeing a slight decrease in the 3.5 gram and a larger uptick in the larger bulk bag buys, so the 14 grams, etc. I think we've seen some other cultivators out there who have done an excellent job of keeping up with that specific market trend, and their numbers are showing that. But yeah, it's interesting. Rosin is a lower, those extracts are a lower category than I would like. I'd like to see some more growth in that area. And I think it will happen as we educate Missouri on, what is the difference between rosin, resin, disti, and who is your target market? Who are you selling that to, right? Who are you targeting for that? And it's an interesting one. So extracts surprises me. It's lower than I would like it to be, but those pre-rolls they're coming, and they're so convenient, right? I mean, you just grab your pre-roll and you've got it. So there's an art to joint rolling too, so I get it, but I'm a pre-roll girl. And those infused pre-rolls, it's incredible because they pack a punch. They're packed full. Ours are a little different. Ours are strain for strain infused. So when you get the triple burger, right, flower, you're getting triple burger rosin. When you get, raspberry mints rosin infused, you're getting raspberry mints rosin. So different than a hash hole, to go back to that, different than a hash hole. It's just strain for strain. And that was something new that we launched that in Missouri that nobody else was doing. And it was a conversation we had of, why would we do that? I'm like, nobody else is doing it. They're like, there's no data trends to support it. And I was like, we've done this before. We can do it again. And so it was a big hit. It's also priced effectively to sell. And we wanted to have a price conscious rosin infused pre-roll that everybody was going to love. And surprisingly, she took number 1 in the Growers Cup last year. And everybody was talking throughout the event about the 0.5 gram rosin infused, and no one else had entered one. So I was like, I think we won. I was so excited, and then we did. So, data trends, rosin infused or pre-rolls infused. Moving up.
It's a 5-pack, right?
6.
It's 5-pack.
Let me give you a 6. Okay. We give you an extra. We're gonna amaze you. That's what we do. It's a 6-pack. Our acute distillate can of juice pre-rolls come in a 5-pack. So
the little metal case, which is one of the easier to open in the space right now. Not in a negative way. Because I've also recently had some metal cases that I literally had to pry open. I won't throw
the jaws
anybody
of life.
under the dude. I had such an experience that I texted the person and was like, you need
No.
to work on your packaging
Do you
because
still, are you still talk to them?
oh yeah, I talk to
Oh,
them
okay. I
all
was
the
just
time.
checking. Okay.
No, because I mean, realistically, not to toot my own horn, but I'm not a small dude.
You know how to
If
open packages? Is that what you're about ready to say?
well,
Please say that.
I meant that if my grip strength and
Yeah.
my ability to squeeze it in and pull the thing open at the same time was having problems, that it was definitely going to be difficult for certain other people. And I had 7 different people try and open it. No one could open it.
Whoa. Okay.
And so the end result was me literally just grabbing it and wedging my fingers in and prying it apart, so it wound up being all bent and distorted. Yours did not do that. I had uh, I had 2 different ones, and I don't remember the cultivar of the second one, but the first one was the triple burger, and they were both really, really good. Um, I'm not a big dabs guy, but I really love infused pre-rolls. And just for some insight for you, I think that the reason that people struggle with concentrates is the same reason that I struggle with concentrates. It's too much
Apparatus.
of a it's too much of a process. It's too involved, and it's I heard Exhibit say I heard Exhibit say on an interview recently, he's like, whenever I see glass and torches, that's drugs. And so
Oh,
I really think that that's the big misnomer about why extracts and things like that aren't more popular, is because people uh feel standoffish about either the apparatus or the process or
Sure.
the time it takes or what have you. But if you look at like live rosin or live resin vapes that are already in the vape, those sell really well.
Mhm.
And I think that kind of opens the whole door to it's literally just the entry point for the average consumer right now. And I think infused pre-rolls are a great way to open eyes and be like, look, you can have your flower experience, you can go a deeper level on this and really experience it in a different way. And that was the thing that got me into them. Was I'm not a big dab person, but if you hand me a pre-roll, I will smoke it.
Yeah.
And I found out very quickly from Jonathan Milo that I should not smoke an entire hash hole by myself. Um,
No,
that was
I myself
Tim
have
got
done
those
that.
text
I got some
messages.
text messages. Oh, dude, I screwed up.
Houston, we have a problem. What happened?
Well,
2 grams later, you're no.
yeah, I was
Hash holes are meant to be
outside.
shared with friends, Brandon. Why aren't you
I don't
calling your
have any of
people?
those.
Oh, stop it. I don't want to hear
Uh,
that.
that's not a poo-poo on me. A majority of my friends are either parents or live
Yeah.
out of town.
Ah.
And so whenever I go out on my deck at 11 o'clock at night on a Thursday or Friday night, um, there's not really a whole lot of other people I can call and be like, hey, you want to come
Mhm.
drive an hour and a half to smoke a hash hole with me?
And then drive home? No,
Yeah, right.
no,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
It actually
No,
sounds
sir.
lovely.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, you
Um,
can't do that. You can't, I mean,
I started to smoke a cigarette, and then I was like, oh, I have a hash hole inside. I'll just grab that. And I got about halfway, 3/4 of the way through, and I was like, I have smoked this like a cigarette, and texted Tim, and I was like, this is a bad idea.
can I be on the list of those texts, please? I will respond. I will laugh. I will give you memes and
Yeah.
emojis. I will do it
Yeah.
all because that will, accentuate it. I did the same thing. And thanks, Five. I really love, love, love my box. I'm really super thankful that I was gifted one. And then don't hate me, Roger. I really love it because it gives you the cigar cutter. So I don't have to finish the whole thing.
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Cigar
Way to-
cutter is
Dude, way to do the
a
thing.
game
Like,
changer.
yeah, just way to do the thing. So, I got to experience, that myself, but I didn't put it out quick enough to use my cigar cutter. And I myself, had a good time. I actually fell asleep outside. So at the lake. Thanks, Vibe.
Sounds like heaven.
Not on the lake. Not on the lake.
No,
Or
no,
in
no,
the
no,
lake, but
no, no,
at the
no.
lake.
On the deck looking at the lake. Yeah.
I also was on my deck. Decks and hash holes like go together like Amaze Cannabis and quality.
Living soil.
Oh, there it is.
Bam.
I was gonna bring up living soil. Darn it.
I had to. It's peanut butter and jelly.
Well, Stephanie, we wanted to. My whole goal was to leave 10 minutes for us to talk about such an amazing human you are. But our time is ending. So
Thank God. We don't
I'm
need
still
to.
gonna.
Thank God. Answered prayers.
My goal was to save time to tell everybody how great you are, but instead,
Bye.
No, I want to thank the birthday boy, Brandon.
Yes, happy birthday, Brandon, yesterday.
Yeah, big day.
Hey, everybody, next year, June 26th, Jeff City, get ready.
Don't forget.
We're doing the thing.
It's a big one.
Lasagna's on the menu for dinner.
terrible.
Because
No,
Clark's.
Brandon, I want to thank you for introducing me to Stephanie.
Oh,
You
yeah.
did that. And Stephanie, if you remember our first call, it was supposed to be
Stop, please. Oh, don't tell the story.
it was supposed to be like 30 minutes, and it was like 90.
Oh, good. You're going to tell that part of the story. Yes.
I won't tell the other part.
Do you remember?
What you were wearing?
Shut up. Okay, now you gotta say it because it sounds bad. That just
Were you
sounded
wearing, like,
bad.
It was like a onesie.
It was
with
cold.
a hood. What was it? Like an animal of some sort, like a frog or something?
So I
was
believe
it?
that authenticity is the highest level that you can vibrate at energetically. So I'll be authentic. It was a sloth.
That's it.
But can I tell you? Wait, no, for the listeners out there, okay? Look, don't listen to these two. Tim set up a 30-minute Google Meet, and we were going to discuss some things. And this was, a couple years ago. And I was not prepared to be on camera. It was chilly. I like to sit outside. I'm now bringing the inside into my office so I can feel like I'm outside. So I was sitting outside, and it was very cold. And so my brother had bought us, we like sloths in our family. And so he bought us these sloth pullover and they hang down, and it's like a whole sloth, and then it has this hood, right? So we get on the call, and Tim's on camera with those frickin' blue eyes and just looking all Timish, and I'm like, what the? Oh, and he was like, hey, are you gonna turn your camera on? And I'm like, oh God, no, man. And so I was like, okay, but only because Brandon says you're the coolest. We created a cool club. We had a text thing. We don't even have a handshake yet, but we're working on it. And I was like, okay, but only because. And when I clicked my camera on, Tim started laughing, and he made me put up the hood, and it was so embarrassing. And it's terrible. It's terrible.
It was the best.
That was terrible.
It was amazing. Stephanie, you're awesome.
I love
Brandon
you guys.
and I just think so much of you. You're such an amazing human in and out of the industry. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
I hope I didn't have to twist your arm too much to get on here with us. But thank you so much.
Interrupted Diddy time.
Hey, now stop saying that. You guys are making this whole ending sound really bad. Period. End of story. I'm very much into the Sean Combs trial simply because I should have been a trial attorney, and I like to know the ins and outs of prosecuting and
I bet.
And the defense team. It has nothing to do with Sean Combs. It has to do with the trial. Thank you, public people listening. Diddy time. Stop it. Stop it. But
Brandon
didn't even ask you what was on your playlist.
I know. I was gonna, and then
what?
And then he ran out of time.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, we're gonna.
Oh,
have
you don't
back
want to
on.
know what's on my playlist. I'm really honestly, it's Counting Crows. If you want to know, I can just write off the top of my head. I'm a
August
90s
and
girl
everything
through.
after.
And That's a little late. December.
Oh, is it December?
No, I'm on the freaking. No, it's not gonna hit me. December and everything after.
It's December. I thought it was August. Sorry.
No, it is August and everything after. It was their
Oh.
Cut this whole thing. It's Counting Crows.
Counting Crows.
I'm a 90s girl. I like 90s music, so I stick with that genre.
Thank you, Stephanie. We love you. You're the best.
I love you guys. I love you guys. Thanks for being my friends. Hearts, kisses, loves, all the things. You guys are amazing as well. Takes one to know one, right?